It looked to the world like you and your ex, Shawn Mendes, kind of like dabbled with the idea of getting back together about a year ago.
Yeah.
What was going on? Camila Cabello, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Yeah.
Here, and she has platinum blonde hair.
I know.
How did you decide to do this?
You know, I felt like I needed a big physical change. Mm-hmm. Dark hair has been with me for all of my life. Just like a big part of how the public saw me, the world saw me, how I saw myself. And I feel like it's just been a year of like, the theme has very much been like play and transformation, and the music is so different, like the world is so different. For so many reasons, I was like, I feel like a physical change needs to like accompany that.
Okay, born in Cuba. You moved to Miami when you're like 7.
My mom told me we were going to Disney World. A couple months passed and I was like, wait a second, I'm still here and there's no Disney World. Really empathize with that, you know, that age.
Why did you guys move?
It was just the situation in Cuba was getting more and more difficult. Even if you had a good job, there was just like there was like not a lot of resources, like even like food, medicine, education, food. I have family members that have come even like a month ago that are still coming, and you know, they see like the food that we have like in, you know, in the pantry, and they're like, we're just like not used to this. And I think that's like what's amazing too about Miami, and everybody's just kind of like
helping each other. You go to a new school, moving to a new country, probably not completely speaking English.
Oh no, not at all.
How did you make friends?
I made my best friends through music, always. You know, my first friend that I made, her name was Giselle, and we lived in like an apartment complex. We bonded over like the Cheetah Girls. We would bring the CD or whatever, and we would like just dance to it and pretend like we were in a girl group. Well, it was like we would pretend to be on American Idol. I'm curious if you were too, but I was like, you know, like I was like such a big pop culture fan. Like friends and I really bonded over that. Like we didn't love fucking One Direction. We loved One Direction. But I really was like, I need to audition to X Factor and I need to do whatever it takes to make it to at least the point where I meet Harry.
I'd love to say something interesting, but all I do is sing karaoke and watch like One Direction videos.
You believe that you're meant to fall in love, that they don't know that you are the girl for them. Like crazy how delusional you are at that age. For some reason, I thought me at 15 years old with like my like insanely terrible like side bang. I definitely was like once he sees me, he's dumping Kendall Jenner. No, like he will know.
In Fifth Harmony. Obviously, you don't join One Direction. You're becoming like the female version of the new One Direction. Yeah. There was a lot of drama when you walked away from the group.
You know, I grew a lot in that group. I think it was just, I needed to kind of protect myself, just be a human being. I needed to be a person. I needed to kind of step away from being a public persona. And I started just like distancing myself from, I feel like, the group vision. And it felt like, you know, they were still like really passionate and into that. And so I just was like, I'm not happy. Oh, it's like any breakup. Like, yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
Like you and your ex, Shawn Mendes, kind of like dabbled with the idea of getting back together about a year ago.
Yeah.
What was going on?
Like I'm kind of like impulsive in that way. I feel like if I feel it, I say it.
Yeah.
And I'm not really good at not doing that, like I said, because then the worst place for it to live in is my mind.
Totally.
And then I'm like, you know, Ryan Gosling in The Notebook building a house for this person. So I would rather say it and, see what happens, and then wake up the next day and find out that it's been heavily documented. I just I opted for that route. Great route. It was a fun time. We'll always care about him and love him. He's such a good person. And I'm lucky, because some people have exes that are awful, and, and he is not. He's a really kind, good person.
I find the second breakup is always a little bit easier. How did you guys make this huge decision to be like, okay, we're moving on?
Or like, this doesn't really, it's not a fit. It doesn't feel right. And I think luckily, I was in a place in my life where it took me less time to realize that. Like, we don't really need to try so hard to make it work. Like, it's all good. Let's be friends. I love you. I love you. And that's it, Yeah, and I think the worst thing that you can live with is like a what if or a doubt.
Feel shame if you go back to an ex.
No.
But protect yourself in those moments.
Know why.
Yeah.
You still keep going back. Is it the sex? Is it the chemistry? And if you still want to do it, do it.
Have you ever been cheated on?
Lucky to say I have not been cheated on.
It's amazing. What gives you the ick?
I don't really want to be with a guy. I don't want to be on my daddy's control. Take control.
Especially because you're in control all fucking day with your career.
I'm making decisions all day, and you better come correct when it's time, and let me just not think about anything. Let go and surrender. I have been an absolute psycho. Younger, I would be dating a guy and stalking his ex. It's been a while since I've been in a long-term relationship, but God, I was he's telling me he loves me, and meanwhile I'm torturing myself over somebody he's not even with anymore. It's so crazy.